do you hear me? With Unico Williams. That's right, it's your boy. Coming at you on a Thursday, as I always love to do, because Thursday is my favorite day of the week. Why? Well, I was born on a Thursday, 11:47 a.m. Oh, how we doing today? I got a special guest in the house. I got celebrities all over the place. It's just I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm a kid again. I feel like I'm like 7 years old or 6 or like 5 or like maybe like 10. All the above. I got a special guest in the house today. We got Miss Krystle in the house, pulling up from Indy. And we also got Patron. But you know what? Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Krystle, also known as Cougar Krystle with Silly Safaris as well. This is my boy Patron. A lot of you have met him at garden parties. Can you sit down, baby? I'm gonna have my little tag along in the back, being boisterous, so don't mind that. Sit down. She is obsessed with the snake, and I got him out, so she won't leave me alone. But anyway, that is us. I'm sure I know a lot of you. For those of you who don't, hey, Rain, wait a minute. Go get your water. Sorry, everybody.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's not animals, it's the babies.
It's all good. Handle your business. Handle your business. No worries. Handle your business. I'll keep it going. Not a problem. So today's episode, this is what we on today. Today we are going to be talking about. It's been trending. It's been trending on Twitter, and I've seen so many amazing memes and reactions. I've loved it all. The question of the week is: if rent was $300, would you live in Gotham? That's the question. If rent was $300, 3 bedrooms. So in let's say this, an affluent neighborhood, maybe like Geist or so let's say there's a Geist area of Gotham. It's $300 to stay there. But it's got to be close enough to like the inner city to where Gotham could affect you. Like the activity in Gotham can affect you. The question is, would you live in Gotham?
Oof, they just not letting me cooperate. Okay, so
Shorty's like wrestling with a snake and a human at the same time, and I love it.
A baby, the snake's trying to knock over my phone. So that's I'm such a penny pincher that I immediately want to say, heck yeah, for $300. But then for me, I have to calculate personality. And I'm a very like naive, friendly, outgoing, helpful person. And I just feel like I'd be that woman that's always got the bat signal going because I got into some stuff. So I feel like that $300 rent gonna end up costing me like $1,800 a month due to my heart. So I want to say it has to be a hard pass for me because it just wouldn't be economically, emotionally, or safety-wise smart for someone like me. I'm just.
You think they charge you every time you press the signal?
Well, I don't think they charge you because Batman's rich, so I can't see him caring about.
I think the city of Gotham, he's using the city of Gotham's electricity to run that thing. So, like, I feel like the city of Gotham as corrupt.
That's a fair point. So I could definitely see that being charged. Like an ambulance. You know, you got to pay for an ambulance ride to the hospital. So I could see charging you to push the bat signal. So, but I was just saying $1,800 a month, a guesstimation in how people would scam me.
and you know what? I just kind of feel like, I mean, like, oh, we're so happy today. What up, Patrizal?
Yes. Let mommy talk.
I just feel like the antics that you would get into just being at the crib. Like, what if Batman and Joker is just like on top of your house, just talking about stuff and fleshing out their issues, and you just at the crib, just like, I really hope they don't come in here.
Wait, don't scare him, mamas. or even like you're just sitting at home chilling and all of a sudden like there's a crash through your window because Batman done threw some bad guy through it. So like imagine like the home insurance for for situations like that.
I think that's what they have like Alfred for. I think they have Alfred for that. Like, hey, I need you to keep track of what I did to this guy's house. Cause then we go across the bridge, right? We go across the bridge and we go to Metropolis, where Superman resides. Superman doesn't have these issues. Like he deals with planetary threats. He doesn't deal
Oh,
with like the bank robbery. Like bank robbery. I mean,
right.
he'll pull up, but like he's waiting for somebody to come from another planet or somewhere out of space. But
That's
but his damage is way crazier. So like he will throw your car into a villain, and you just kind of fucked there. And then and he's a reporter. He's not rich or anything, so I'm sure he can call out to Bruce and be like, "Man, I just threw this dude's Mazda into this building. Can you? I got an address for you. Can you send him a little bread, man, if you don't mind, from Wayne Industries just to help out?" Oh, now it's a whole building that just fell over. You just done slammed some dude. So it's just different issues. I just think with Batman, it's just gonna be like collateral damage, like small stuff. But you live in Metropolis, then you just deal with Superman issues. But I don't know. I just want to get your thoughts. So, final answer: where would you live in Gotham for 300? Given all the stakes. Oh, and the Joker and him having goons. Like, who would work for him? Why are they working for him?
I'm saying with my scary ass, like I got scared at Chuck E. Cheese when the hood dudes was all like staring at me, and I was like, I was terrified in the corner. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that that's probably not a place
Not
I
a
would
thing.
not move to. I'd love to save the money, but I'd probably be stressed to death every day. So
You're a very eclectic girl. Would you date the Joker?
would I date the Joker?
Can he get
No,
you to move in? Like, man, leave
I would
Indy.
maybe like 10 years ago, but I still got healing and stuff going on, but I have learned and I've grown, and I'm just a very I connect to people's emotions very strongly, and he's too all over the place. I feel like I would just be sick in that relationship. So it would be a pass, but I'd be scared to tell him no because he's
Okay.
crazy. You
Okay.
know, he's like the dude that's like, fuck you then, dusty bitch. After you say, no.
I'm imagining the Joker calling somebody a dusty bitch. Like, man, the Joker went to the east side and he just was hanging with some people and he was just like, dusty ass bitch. We get you too. And then he got that little flower on his thing, so he just squirt her with that, and then there you go.
I can see it in him. The new age Joker, but dating, nah, I'm cool on that one. He needs some major therapy.
This dude is so crazy that his therapist went crazy and started dating him. So
Yeah, we'll just call him an extreme lost cause. What you want, baby? Hold on, mommy's doing
yeah,
something.
lost cause is 100%.
Bring it.
Cause
Yeah.
he's super obsessed with like Batman. Me and you's the same. It's just we just went down different paths, but we the same. So now let's talk about you for a second.
Okay.
Whole
Okay.
re, whole re, so y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all how I met her. Um, I was on Facebook, and back in my heyday, there was just a thing, what they call it. Um, the people you might know comes up on your Facebook, and in my heyday, there was a thing where I just couldn't help but click on. I might know her because she light skinned, got some pretty eyes. So I did that. And so, I just scrolling through a good Sunday off the Hennessy, we just that's how I get down. And
Get
what
jabbing.
up, what up, what up?
Get
And
jabbing.
so then I start seeing her post and stuff. And then like I'm seeing all this like random like, man, her statuses are the best, man. I'm gonna tell you that now. Because you don't know what you're gonna get in. Like, I don't know, Facebook hits you, the algorithm is so like random. So it's like we can be talking about armadillo dick. We can talk, or we can be talking about um titty's gonna be tittying today, or just anything. Like you don't know,
Or
or it could be like good.
McDonald's that day.
What'd you say?
I said, or how many people got fed McDonald's that day?
That, also that, and I mean, you just don't know. So like, and that's good for social media, because we hear so much of the same. Like, all people do is just steal memes and make it seem like they did it. No, you didn't. You didn't write that. You're not that clever.
I've literally had that happen on one of my posts. And what made it even funnier was he was a friend of mine when he did it. So I see him, he took it and wrote it word for word. And then somebody said, boy, only you would come up with something like that. And he said, girl, you know me, I'm crazy. And y'all know my jokes. They're original. They come straight from my head. I don't get them from anywhere. So like seeing that, I was like, all right, gotta block because you clearly were unloved and are a heathen. So you gotta get off.
Not a heathen now.
A heathen. Only heathens do stuff like that.
Man.
If you steal status, you'll steal $1,500 from your grandma. I'm convinced.
At this point, I'm just saying. Demon time has nothing on that. But also throughout you just being like, just like I said, I reached out to you because like your status is just like just randomly come up and it's something that just like throws me off. Like I can be in the middle of teaching a class or doing something and then just like or even working out or anything. I could just be in the middle of anything and like you know how you just randomly just scroll and then you see just this status that just make you go, whoa, hold on, and you either laugh or like it just catch, like you have to imagine it. And
Yeah.
the situation, so very engaging post for sure, and you get plenty of reactions from them. So you're awesome. But something else that you post animals.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about how you got into getting your hands on like muskrats and like Patron.
So first and foremost, I just have to say that I was born this way for sure. Because my parents, my family, my mom is always open to us having pets, but it's not like she was the one who introduced me to like exotics. I think I came like straight out of the womb and was like, turn it to Animal Planet. That's my only guess as to why I just formed this passion. Hi, baby. But I was young. I did have an older brother, so I think his braveness I kind of pulled off of that. So he would be out catching snakes and picking up spiders and stuff like that. I actually just recently get down, baby. Come down here. I'll pick you up. I'm just recently getting over arachnophobia, which is crazy to say. I have 3 tarantulas myself. Now, I just
How
feed them.
recently? How recently?
Well, I would say in the past 2 years, but I've had the tarantulas for 2 years, and
Okay.
literally the purchase. So to explain the tarantula thing, I got my snakes about 4 years ago, and I didn't force my kids to like them, but I taught them and was like, hey, you can't be scared of them; they're harmless. Well, my son really wanted tarantulas, and he expressed that to me one day, and my immediate reaction was like, absolutely not. And then I was like, hold on, it's kind of hypocritical. I exposed them to these snakes and talked about, how they're harmless. So I was like, okay, I'll entertain the idea. And I started YouTubing people that had tarantulas. Went to a reptile show where they had one. Here, go get on that chair and see the snake. And held one. He held it first and he just did the same thing I did with my kids, explaining it to me. So it's not a full like, oh, I'm just not scared of tarantulas anymore. If they move really fast, I will hit the burners. But I'm getting over like smaller spiders. She was a lot chiller yesterday when we were gonna do this. What, baby? Hold on, you want a popsicle? Let me get off screen for a hot second. I'm gonna grab her a popsicle.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm bribing her. That's right. Call me a bad mom, Facebook.
So, yeah.
I'm listening.
So I'm going to say this. Tarantula, 100% scared. My uncle, his ex-girlfriend, I was just the cute kid that that the uncle bring around to try and what I'm saying, get with the girl, you know what I'm saying, and but I like being with him, and she had a tarantula or her brother did or something, so that was my first time meeting a tarantula. Like I'm so crazy. Like I honestly remember everything that ever happened in my life, and that's probably why I'm crazy. But yeah, I remember going to her house and I saw the tarantula and I was like, it has hair. And I was like, why does it have hair? That's not what I was taught that mammals are. And I was like, so does that mean that it has mammary glands somewhere? And then it's got this big old butt. So then it's like, does milk come? So that was my first time. But like I did the whole like try to do it thing, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I think I touched one leg, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not sure if that's really hair or not. And then when I was in preschool, in beautiful Richmond, Indiana, actually, we went to some kind of like museum thing or something. And they brought out a snake, and that was my first time touching a snake. And I was just like, oh my God, this feels like something I never felt before. And I don't know what he's thinking.
That's fair.
And then you got the whole Discovery Channel thing where like, uh, what they call it, snakes versus things that they probably shouldn't beat, but they eat. And then it's like, oh my God, you just ate a calf. How did you do that? And so but I don't know what your mind was thinking, at the time. Like I love my dogs. Everybody knows about the Gottis, Gotti and Baby Gotti, BG. And like I know what they're thinking. They sometimes give me expressions. Their ears go down when I know like they're like, I'm sorry, I'm submissive, or like they be like, hey, I'm happy to see you, or it's like disregard me, just utterly disregarding me because what I'm
Right.
talking about. And then we got treats, and then that's it. Or go outside, go shit, boom, cool, whatever. So yeah, so that's my extent into exotics. But one more thing, and I'll let you continue. Um, I went to Indianapolis Zoo this past winter. Maybe I went,
Good.
but the thing was, I went to the dolphin show. That used to be my favorite animal. Then I decided that there's gonna be cheetahs because I like the whole fast thing. And so that became, and then I got introduced to dinosaurs, and then I started liking velociraptors, and then I was like T-Rex. Anyway, going back to it, I was so scared to touch the rays when you go to the aquarium part of the I just feel like, and I just know they're going to be slimy, and I do it, I can't touch them. I put my hand in the water, and I'm like, I got that finger out, and I'm just like, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it.
So you have one yet?
I have not touched one. I am going to touch one. I like, as much as I love dolphins, I feel like I want to pet one. But I know it's going to be slimy, right?
But it is, but you're wrong.
Okay.
So I have held a dolphin, I've held a stingray is what I was trying to say, and touched a dolphin in Jamaica. And it's actually it's not sandpapery feeling, but it's very tough. It's not slimy at all. It feels like our skin in a way, but just a thicker texture, if that makes sense.
On a hot day? Like where you sweat? Like on a hot day when you sweating, or?
No, like
Okay.
our skin, and it kind of pushes in and it's got this mush, like soft feeling. Whereas you touch theirs and there's no give. It's just a tough, thick skin. But there's no slime to it. There's no. You would think that because Patron is about to make me mad. I'm using my plant as a stand for my phone, and he's wrapped around it, and he's trying to get into the dirt and wrap around my plant. And if he does it, he's gonna break it, and it's gonna make me mad. So you see me doing like this is because I'm trying to stop him from climbing my plant.
So at this point, you will work for Poison Ivy in Gotham, like you preserving nature.
Yeah,
I've never known her to kill any like women or anything, or like be mean to people. So maybe you might have a niche there with Poison Ivy. That might work.
Maybe, and I used to love her. So when I was a kid, she was like one of my favorites.
You just gonna have to deal with Harley Quinn, and then and then Puddin might pull up, and then y'all gonna have that
But
beef because
that's
Mr. J is gonna pull up and pick her up to do stuff. I'm like, all right, bye, Krystle, bye, Ivy, and then that's when the Joker's like all squared the flower thing. But
just in
yeah,
here like, now thinking of Poison Ivy, and I see what I'm not as good with DC as I am Marvel. So what was the Frozen guy's name?
um, uh, uh,
Schwarzenegger played his character.
Mr. Freeze, come
Yes.
on, there's literally Mr. Freeze.
Anyway, I was just
Uh-huh.
that whole movie popped up in my head. Rain, can you please be a little more independent today?
I
Yeah,
know
you're so.
that's right. You better say that, girl. She said, "Yeah, I could be independent. I can."
To get back to real quick, were you
Yeah,
talking about how you read a snake? And
yeah.
I'll be say like, yes, you can't 100% read a snake all the time. Just like sometimes your dog does some stuff that kind of surprises you. But there is snake language and behavior that you can pick up on to know, like, hey, today's not the day for that snake, or hey, my snake that's usually chill is seeming to be a little, you know, uh, off today, doesn't want to be bothered. Maybe this isn't the best thing to do. So
Mm-hmm.
the biggest indicator is, of course, when your snake gets into what's, that striking pose where they sit up, kind of making that S shape. If you kind of see your
Okay.
snake getting a little tense, lifting its head up, yeah, you could be leaning towards getting bit, possibly. So whatever you're doing,
What pissed it off?
it's hard to say. Just like how you can have a good friend, like everybody always says, like dogs read people, which I do believe is true, but there's also times where dogs have bit good people. You know what I mean? It just it happens. Maybe the smell was off that day. Maybe that person had a little fear in them that they really weren't truly recognizing, and the dog did. It made the dog nervous, made the snake nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I do think animals can pick up on your energy a lot better, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person, but it could mean that today's a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Animal is saying, hey, you're making me uncomfortable, and the only way for me to let you know that is to bite you, because I can't tell you to back up.
Oh.
So I'm just saying that to say, like, a lot of people say that about snakes, like, well, you can't read them at all, you can't trust it, you never know what they're going to do. And that's it's true if you don't know, study, and surround yourself around these animals to understand their body language. Snakes can tense up, snakes can breathe heavy, snakes can, if they're, dodging a lot, they're jerking movements and stuff like that, that lets you know your snake is on edge, and perhaps you should let him chill for a little bit.
And
So
yeah,
just some background on them.
yeah. I just because I just feel like all they do is slither, and then like okay, so I had a roommate, and his name was Geo. God rest his soul in jail. He's just in
Oh,
jail.
oh,
He's not dead. He's just in jail. um, um, he was making explosives allegedly. For
you want you.
yeah. Anyway, so he had this snake. I was a
I'm
little. I'll go ahead. And so I was a little bit iffy about the snake being in the crib, but I was like, man, whatever. He pays rent here too, whatever. So what was that? Diablo. Diablo was the name of the snake, not the snake, the snake. And one day, Diablo got loose,
Here, this is a good one, Mama. Ugh.
and he really
Here,
wanted to get out of that cage, and I think so that showed me a level of intelligence that this snake has. It's like if I keep hitting my head against this, it'll make an opening for me, and I can get out.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so he gets out, and I'm like, man, fuck, there's a snake here. All right, it's loose. All right, whatever. So he goes to our basement, and he's just sticking his head out, in the laundry room. So Geo gets him from there. Cool. So I said, all right, there's a whole bunch of big ass bricks outside the crib around my flower bed. So we're gonna use those to hold that on top of the cage. You will remove those said bricks when you need to feed Diablo, and then you will put them back on immediately. Well, time goes by, boom. Diablo's out again. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the crime scene. The brick has like moved enough over to where like okay, I'm losing resistance when I do this. Got it. I know how this works. And then um, next step in the parade, this happens on a Thursday, and my girlfriend was set to come to my house on Friday, and she was like the most bougie girl I've ever met in my life, like a whole lot of I'm not doing that. Like even she had a dog, but she was like, I don't even fuck with the dog. Like that's she just had the dog. And
Bougie and slightly retarded.
I'm not gonna throw the R word on her, but
I,
definitely made mistakes. Um and and so now she's at my house and I'm trying to hide the fact that there's a snake somewhere in my house.
mm-hmm.
I made it through the weekend. She heads back to nap. And
That's crazy.
at that point, I'm like, everything's cool. And every 5 seconds, like going in my homie's room, like, hey, yo, did you find the snake yet? Where's the snake? Like, dude, if she sees that snake, she's going to leave immediately. So, like the next day, or that Sunday, she left. And then it's the evening. And my cousin Pat, we love Pat, was making macaroni and cheese for just a random ass drunk ass reason. And I think there was like next door making fried chicken. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So we was just coming together, just doing nigga stuff. And and I walk in the bathroom. I'm off the henny, and I look in the shower, and he's just chilling in the shower. He's just chilling in the bathtub. So I said, Pat, can you come in here and make sure that this is really a snake? And so Pat stops doing the whole. I don't know. I don't know why so much stirring was involved with this macaroni. I don't know. Anyway, so Pat comes in and she's like, "Yep, that's definitely a snake." But luckily, I was so drunk that I wasn't like alarmed by this. But I think like if I had like sat down and took a shit and then just look over, that would have fucked me up if I was sober. But since I was faded, I was just kind of unbothered. so I go next door and get Gio, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, your snake's in our bathtub." But like, what was your thought process? Like, what did you do? Because last time you ended up in the basement, like within the walls of the basement, and you just stuck your head out. Now you just decide you want to sit. What if I was about to take a bath? I throw that little towel off my waist, and then I'm like, haha, ready to take a bath. And I open up the curtains. That would fuck me up. I'm sorry. It just would. But
Yeah, if you're someone that doesn't shave, he could have mistaken that whole business of yours for a rat or something. So that could have gone pretty bad. That could have gone pretty bad. Count
I,
you lucky.
bruh, if a snake ever bit my dick, that would be the worst thing that ever happened to me. Like,
A snake biting a trouser snake. I wonder if that's ever headlined anywhere.
man, it's got to be somewhere in Florida that happened.
Florida for sure. A Florida man has definitely had his trouser snake bitten by another snake.
And I
For
think
damn.
about it, like I even think about because they used to say like flushing fish down the toilet or alligators being in the sewer or whatever. Like I don't know. Sometimes like before I sit down, I typically kind of take an extra look, like just to make sure. Like I'm just scared. Like y'all survived so much stuff. Like you came through plumbing. There's water. You didn't drown.
Well, no, they can not breathe for quite some time. Well, my escape story, luckily, I only have ball pythons, which is why I always you'll catch me sometimes saying things like "Who wants to play with my balls?" Kind of my favorite thing to say. But I had one escape.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I had a enclosure made, and the person left just enough gap for the snake to fit through. So I get home one day from work and I notice that he's not in his enclosure. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. Let me It wasn't that I noticed he wasn't in his enclosure. I went to the bathroom and his head was peeking out from the, you know, he had lifted, the lid was up, but he lifted the seat and his head was poking in between the seat and the toilet itself.
Oh Lord.
And so immediately I immediately get on Facebook groups and ask some of my snake friends, like, hey, he's in the toilet. He's in, like, his head was out, but his body was already snaked into the plumbing in a way. And I was like, what do I do? And they were like, you either grab him faster or you lost him. So I go in there to try to grab him. And the minute I made motion, he literally and disappeared. So I've never seen that snake again. So he probably bit somebody in the ass that was taking a shit.
Oh my God.
That's just a guess, though. I don't know where and how these plumbing things work out. But, you know, I hope he's living a good life wherever he may have landed.
I'm pretty sure he's in the multiverse at this point. So in our multiverse, I believe in our universe.
Okay.
Your snake is being a menace.
A menace.
Yeah.
Dang.
To everyone that needs to sit down and use the bathroom. That's all I'm saying. Like
I can go with.
At this point, like it's not even like not even being threatening. It's just like I just want you to know that this can happen and you can see me. Like I'm okay with that.
Could have ate your ass if I wanted to.
If I really wanted to.
So my snake turned into an ass eater.
Wow. In this universe, and there's another universe. But
for some men, that's quite a dream. It depends on the ass, though. I don't know if he's like strictly, you know, with women's ass, men's asses, or if he don't care. I don't know. I didn't judge my snakes on what direction they wanted to go as far as
maybe we can call your snake a Python.
A Python.
Yeah, just that way, you know. I don't care whose ass it is. Somebody's ass getting ate today. Okay?
Somebody's ass getting ate
today.
Or
I just want to let you know that your ass can get ate. I might not eat it, but
I just hope he's either doing it before the shitting occurs or after the wiping occurs. I'm hoping it's somewhere in that.
How long has it been?
Oh, it's been like 3 years. 3 years, because I had him for a year.
Because I believe that was 100% my bad. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, so ass eating snakes.
We were talking about mine that escaped, but I realized.
Oh yeah. Python, and then
I was saying I was hoping that he was doing the biting either before the shitting occurred or after the wiping.
Yeah. That's where we were at. I just feel like at this point it's been long enough that your snake has a preference now, and like they know the difference between when to wait. Yeah, that was what I was saying.
I can see that makes sense. It has been a while, so I'm sure he definitely has his preferences, which could be lucky and unlucky for some. So to the world, if my has bitten or eaten your ass at all, I'm sorry. Or if you enjoyed it, you're welcome.
Somebody is out here enjoying life, and that's okay. That's okay. So what other animals do you enjoy?
Ask that again. Sorry.
What other animals do you enjoy?
I mean, it's almost to question what animals don't I enjoy.
Okay.
I bred sugar gliders for a long time, but they are nocturnal and they require special diets and a lot of attention. So
I see.
With having the baby and stuff, I've moved away from that for a while. But those are one of my favorites. Two of my dream animal. Well, let me not say that because I probably have like 1,000 dream animals. I'll just say this. If anybody wants to make me the happiest person in the world, and if you deliver a gypsy vanner, I would forever be wrapped around your finger. So that's probably my biggest dream animal. That's a horse, by the way.
Oh yeah, because we about to Google, but I was gonna ask Twitter.
Um, but as far as exotics goes and what I'm working towards with, my own business endeavors, I would like to get a kinkajou, not to be confused with a kinky Jew, which I don't have anything against them. Um, just not something I'm, trying to own. But a kinkajou is one of my, also known as a honey bear.
Okay.
Is big on my list, and then a marmoset, which is called they call them finger monkeys, and I just can't get with that title. But they call them that because they're literally monkeys when they're babies that can hold and fit on your finger. Ooh.
I see.
So those are my two major exotic goals. There you go. But I've had all kinds. I mean, again, I love reptiles, snakes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I fell in love with them the most because they were always the weirdest animal you could own,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the most. You either get like people thinking you're the coolest, or you get people thinking you're a Satan worshiper,
Yeah.
or a whore. I'm not really sure how those.
She's like, she got a snake. She got to get down. Hell yeah.
Right. People ask me, and they were legitimately serious, if I ever had my snakes in me or with me in the bed when I got busy.
What's the answer?
The answer is absolutely hell no.
Oh, I was just. I mean, I think actually, I thought that was a pretty good question.
I, but I'm gonna say this though. I say that because what would someone think if someone said they had their dog with them in the bed while they was getting it on?
Yep. I wouldn't. Yep, that's not a thing.
Yeah, you should not have any animals involved with that kind of business. And I'm gonna judge you.
Okay, you can judge me. Final story, and then I'm gonna ask where they can find you at. So,
Okay.
there's this girl, and she invited me over, and point A to point B. But
Mhm.
like she's super duper dog lover, loves her dog so much. And I'm like, the dog is in the bed, which is something like a no in my house. Sometimes I let them cuddle every now and then, but then get your ass off of here. And then immediately wash the sheets. But like this dog would not get off the bed. And I'm like trying to do the whole warm-up game.
Mhm.
And so like I'm like using my feet to like nudge it a little bit, and he's growling at me the whole time. But I was like, but also this is a now or never situation. So what do I do? Now, mind you, she had a big ass bed. I'll never forget. That's the biggest bed I've ever been in my life.
Now we know.
Yeah, and so yeah, man. I tried to like section it off from the
Mhm.
dog. So I was like randomly pulling pillows like every now and then, like, here, let me get that kiss on the neck. Boom, grab a pillow. Oh, take the other side real quick and then just kind of nudge. Now he's still on it, so I had to pull from the top and just kind of start rolling some of the sheet over until I felt like I was not in bed with that dog. But like this dog would not get up, and I was like, can you get your dog off the bed? Like she was like, no, he can be up here if he wants to, and I was like, man, shit, once in a lifetime, I got to do it. So yeah. But I mean, at least there was a partition. That's all I'm saying. At least there
Right.
was a
So
partition.
I'm not saying that that's okay, but that's different than what I meant. They're asking if the animals are like involved, like up.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, that's like somebody being like, "We're about to get it on, babe. Go grab the dog."
Like,
What?
wait, if your head is right here, then what's that back there? Like, yeah.
You got something licking your butt, and like, what the? I just couldn't understand the question, and I wanted to say, like, do you have fantasies of screwing a snake or something to make you ask me if I involve my snake in my bedroom?
Got it. Yeah. That's a
Like,
much different question.
yeah, it was just odd, and it has been more than one person. So
So
I'm just
that's
like,
fair.
what is wrong with y'all? What are your thoughts with snakes? Like that's why I'm like some people would even think whore, promiscuous, or and I excuse me, I just don't get the connection.
Yeah. That's fair. So what's going on in the world of speaking of dogs? So what's going on in your world? What's going on? Where can they find you in regards to like events or anything that you're doing? What's happening?
Okay. Well, so I don't have my own personal business yet, but I work for a company,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, it's kind of it's a good, like, I'd say, stepping stone in a way, getting me engaged in the kind of audience. There we go, audience that I'm looking for. So they can find me. My Facebook is Krystle. Hold on one second, Mama. That's Krystle,
Mm-hmm.
and my last name Ragas. And on that page, if you're my friend, I post about any of the events that they've booked me for. And hopefully one day that will turn into something I'm doing on my own down the road. Um, I almost was going to talk about how differently I want to do things, but people steal stuff all the time. So
Yeah.
I'll keep that to myself. But, you can kind of gather the things that I want to do by being my friend on Facebook. But my biggest goal as a person is really to just educate and expose people to animals that they might not ever get a chance to meet otherwise. You could also find me in the summer. So I kind of stopped doing it around early September, but I'm down at the canal sometimes with my ball pythons. I've met up with a lot of people who were scared and wanted to be exposed to them and hold them and touch them. So you can find me downtown walking the canal sometimes as well with my animals. That's probably one of the best ways to run into me.
That's pretty dope.
I love it. It's funny to see a mixture of reactions. You got people that like want to come and see. I remember one time I was at the playground that's over there, and it was a line was like wrapped around the playground with kids that wanted to pet and hold the snake, and some adults. And it's probably like one of my best days because I could sit and do that all day just talking. Okay, 1 second.
Absolutely.
Sorry, she's
You're cool.
breastfed, so now I'm trying to fight with her to not expose me on my live. That's
Got you.
also, you can see Breastfeeding Chronicles posted every so often on my page as well. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna let you here in a second. We just want to.
Okay.
I definitely will let you know. I'm coming to a show, so at some point I'm coming to check you out, man. I'm ready to touch a snake and conquer my fear. And
Okay.
then and I feel like it would be best if it were with a professional snake handler. So I'm good with that. So with that being said, I got to do my closing here if you don't mind.
Okay.
So now, ladies, if you're looking to handle snakes, look no further than me. Go to christianmingle.com and go to look up Bartholomew. And Adam and Eve ain't got nothing on this. Also, you can find me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Mama, I'm on Spotify. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams. We are on Overall 99 Media for YouTube as well. We're going to post it on YouTube. And you can just see, I don't know, some snake handle joke. But anyway, Overall 99 Media. You know what time it is. We got Just a Fan. We got just a whole lot of other shows too. Man Cave. We got plenty of stuff. Shout out to Blurred Cartel. We love them. Thanks for joining the channel. We love y'all. We love the shows. We show out on there. So again, Overall 99 Media on YouTube. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me? With Unico Williams. I holla. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I holla.